Hello and welcome back to another episode of Why I Hate This Movie. I'm the host, Derek Rios, with my co-host, as always, my heterosexual life mate, Danny Newton. Say hi, Danny.
Hello, Derek. How are you?
I'm great.
Man, we got an excellent movie to talk about.
Yep. So today we're going to be talking about Venom 2 and some of Venom, the original one, as it pertains to be the sequel. So
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it.
Briefly on the first movie, I really didn't like the first movie. Like I really struggled. There was a lot of stuff I just hated. I hated the interaction between Venom and Brock. Like the first half of the movie just felt weird and forceful. Yeah, they're trying to be like quirky and funny, but it's just it just didn't work.
Right.
Then the second half was just CGI plus death and massacre and the final fight scene, of course.
Yeah.
And the biggest issue is it was PG-13. And I mean, I'm not like a big gore person or a horror film. This movie needed to be rated R.
Yes, I agree.
By making it PG-13, they cut almost an hour of the movie out.
Yeah. It was pretty rough. I'm used to Marvel movies just devolving into like one big CGI thing, punching another big CGI thing, right? But it didn't look that great. They tried to shake the camera every time it would try to be on that kind of stuff because I don't think that they could animate it that well or something.
Well, the animation looks good at times.
Yeah.
But then whenever the action scenes are going, it just kind of looks like a shiny blob.
Right. It was massacres that were completely bloodless.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's a problem. And the very end of the first movie where dude just pops out scythe hands and just flattens everybody in the control room of that, in that launch site, there needed to be blood.
Oh, yeah.
There should have been rivers of blood.
Yeah.
And I think they pulled back away from all that stuff. And for me, it's why the first one failed. But in this one, yeah, they hit it as well. But
this one also definitely should have been R.
Yes.
I hate that there's a Carnage movie that's fucking PG-13.
Well, it's because they want to play with the MCU. They want to play with the toys. And I don't think it's going to go like they want it to.
Deadpool, we've seen that Deadpool has R and it's been successful.
Yeah.
So it's been done.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, we have these new great shows for superheroes they're doing well, like Invincible and The Boys.
Yeah. You got Logan. For me, Logan was like the first one to go R, right? Logan was before Deadpool, was it not?
Yes, because no, I think it was after the first Deadpool.
I know that they were real close together, but I couldn't remember which one came first.
I think he references it in 2.
Mm-hmm.
I might be mistaken. It might have been 1, but either way,
Logan went R. I loved it. Not for all the blood and gore and stuff.
Yeah,
but it went R for the adult language.
Yeah, it was just gritty and raw. Logan was just by far one of my favorite movies ever. Yeah. Even on top of the list of Marvels, I loved how genuine it is. I never liked Wolverine as a character until Logan.
That made me like Wolverine
as a character. Made it. I can't watch that movie without crying at the end. Every time it gets me.
It's rough.
Even now, I've seen the movie a dozen times and I still know it's coming. It's so good. It's so raw and emotional.
It benefits greatly from being R. Because it's allowed to play in the adult content.
Yeah.
This needed to be R because it really needed to play more in the adult content.
You got these psychopathic serial killers, and he's limited to saying the F-bomb once in the movie.
Yeah.
And they try, like they do a few adult jokes, like they type dick out, which I guess DIK for dick works. We don't know what that is.
And I'm pretty sure he calls him a dick or something like that at one point. Yeah. But
and also gives him the middle finger. That used to not be. I don't think they could do that PG-13 back in the day.
Not so much. He's pounding out dick on the keyboard and stuff like that. And I mean that stuff is okay. It got a little bit of a chuckle out of me. But where it fell flat we don't actually get Carnage until over halfway through the movie.
I mean, that's fine. They try to develop his character, right?
Yeah. They tried to develop out Cletus. And honestly, I wasn't hating that so much.
Woody Harrelson did good.
Yeah.
I really liked Woody Harrelson. I'm glad that they changed his hair because he looks stupid in the end of the original Venom. I liked what they did with him. And the whole Shriek aspect, of the love interest aspect, really rounded out his character. But it really made the movie predictable.
It did. Man, it really phoned it in.
pretty much we start out the first scene of the movie where it's in the past, and we're seeing Cletus and Shriek. I can't remember.
I can't remember her actual character name either.
Yeah, love interest, blah.
Yeah,
Shriek. It's a psycho ward, but she has mutant powers, and it's getting out of control. So they're transferring her. The second that it shows that her power is
Sonic, yeah,
like, it's obvious that at the end of the movie something's going to happen, and she's going to have to use her powers, and it's going to save Cletus from Carnage or separate them somehow.
Yeah, it was real phoned in as soon as they revealed her power. That, and they went out of their way to do like the Spider-Man thing again, where they were doing like their wedding or whatever in the chapel. Of course, church bells and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that harkened back to Spider-Man 3. But
were they in a church?
But he was beating on the bells and stuff.
Yeah.
To shed off Venom.
Yeah.
That's how Brock ended up getting it in the other series.
A lot of the jokes are predictable.
Yeah.
Sadly. I mean, the first half of the movie or so, it was just kind of like, meh.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, some of the character development was fine. Cletus and the love interest. Overall,
they really pushed the odd couple thing too hard for me.
Yeah.
At the end of the first movie, you could see that they're starting to have a realization of their interaction with each other. But in this movie, it's like we forgot about all that.
Yeah.
And they're bickering like a married couple, right? I didn't like it. I didn't like that. Some of the jokes hit, some of the jokes didn't for me.
Well, they had to have them bicker, right?
Yeah.
They had to have a reason for Carnage, the symbiote, to not like her, to betray her.
With Brock and Venom, some of their humor was okay for me. Most of it wasn't.
Yeah, like I said, the first part, like almost first half, like it was just really awkward and felt forced.
The only humor that really got me in the first part is when Brock and Venom are fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And Venom literally breaks his nose, fixes it so he can break it again. That's the only part that actually made me laugh out loud because it was just like bam, bam, so fast. Right.
The apartment scene where they're fighting wasn't bad. It was interesting. It's funny. He throws his TV out the window. Yeah, he's like, no, it's a $2,000 TV, like a 40-inch TV.
Well, he was threatening to throw the chicken out the window too.
Yeah.
So they were in their standoff.
What were the chickens' names? Oh, man.
Sonny and Cher.
Sonny and Cher. Yeah, it's great. I do enjoy that this monster, effectively.
This space monster.
The space monster grew an attachment to these dumb chickens. The main reason is need them because they don't have brains, right?
Right.
Their brains are so tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Which they don't mention this in the first movie. And this one, he's just craving brains a lot, right?
Yes.
Well, actually, in the comics, that's normal. The symbiotes have to eat brains or they go insane.
Right.
It's fine. I didn't have any issue with that. One weird thing is, I don't know how he's digesting these human skulls because they're going inside of Brock still, right?
Right.
It's still his body.
Yeah. So when he bites something's head off, it definitely goes in Brock.
So you just have skulls floating and stuff. First of all, it's not physically possible.
Yeah, you can't exactly shit out a human skull.
No.
I'm sure he chews them up or something.
Maybe Tom Hardy can. I don't know. Maybe he has a special. Yeah, he's built different.
Yeah, that's a special power.
Yeah.
Gaping open.
That's why Venom chose him.
Yes, that's why they're so symbiotic. Going
back to the original scene, when they put Shriek in... They're hauling her off. The cops are hauling her off. They put her in the paddy wagon.
Of course, they wouldn't have any kind of special precautions or nothing.
Yeah, like they know this person has powers.
They wouldn't fucking sedate her.
Yeah, they wouldn't muffle her or even handcuff her. She literally, they just threw her in there,
bro. At the very least, she should have her arms bound to her feet.
Yeah.
And she should be ball gagged.
They know what her powers are.
Yeah.
She's used them before.
Mm-hmm.
She should be muffled.
Yeah, at the least. Yeah. She should actually be unconscious.
100%. Of course, it's instantly just, you prepared to die, and this escapes. Well, tries to escape.
Yeah.
Of course, the cop, she like blows out his left eardrum.
Mm-hmm.
And
he shoots her in the eye.
He shoots her in the eye.
But it's okay. She gets like a robot eye, right? Is that why it's blue?
No, I think it's blue because she's probably just blind.
Oh, you think she's blind?
In that eye, yeah.
Okay.
Normally when you get shot in the eye, like it scraped her eyeball. I don't think they just replaced it.
She's fine.
But that's not her power. She's like, she regenerates. Not every mutant is. Whatever. No. I did like the fact that they linked that cop to the detective in present, or he's an FBI agent now.
Yeah.
Which I don't know the standards for FBI recruitment, but I don't know if a deaf guy, like, I mean, even half deaf,
A half-deaf guy that shot his first suspect.
like, I don't think they'd put him operating out in the field or even hire him.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
You gotta have better credentials than that.
Yeah. Not at the top of the recruitment list there.
Right.
But I don't know.
This guy needed a different backstory.
Yeah.
Either that or we just didn't need to know his backstory.
I mean, I like to try to give him one.
Yeah.
The reason for him to pursue Shriek after he realizes she was alive again. But after we get Brock hanging out with Venom, trying to be the lethal protector.
Yeah.
We go to Cletus.
Yeah.
He's in prison and he's about to be executed.
Right.
And
he wasn't going to be executed. He was just locked up forever. Yeah. He was just going to die in jail.
They decided not to execute him, right? Because they couldn't find the bodies.
The state didn't have
evidence.
No, the state didn't have an execution law.
Oh,
remember?
Okay, yeah.
Because after that, there's just like, well, the state reinstated the execution laws just specially for Cletus.
Which I think they're in San Francisco?
Yeah.
So it's Cali.
Yeah.
Okay.
He calls Brock over there because he basically wants his biography put down kind of thing, right? He wants to leave something. He wants to still make an impact on the world because he's insane. As he said, carnage.
There's gonna be carnage.
Yes.
He
definitely doesn't look like a little old lady in this anymore.
The red curly keys went away. He said in trade for giving Brock his life story.
Yes.
He wants him to print a message in his blog or whatever he has so that he could send a message to his love.
Assuming they actually give her the newspaper.
Yeah.
In her little sealed box.
It shows her in her cell reading the newspapers.
But why would you do that? You wouldn't.
Well, if you have this mutant who's... I mean, you got to give something to entertain him, right?
I guess.
Even though she's dangerous and, like, crazy, I mean, they still have some rights.
Well, they don't have rights because they don't exist.
I mean, she pretty much doesn't exist.
Nobody in this facility exists.
Yeah.
This is where they come to cut you to pieces and study your DNA and why your powers work. And how do we replicate your powers, right? Nobody gets out of here alive. Literally no reason to give her any form of entertainment.
I wonder if this is Essex. I don't think it says, but generally all these labs and testing and stuff and all the X-Men movies and everything and all Sony's stuff has been Essex Corp.
Well,
which is Mr. Sinister's corporation. Yeah.
But I don't think Mr. Sinister exists in this universe.
You don't think Venom's in the same universe as X-Men?
No, I don't.
Really?
I think if Venom was in the same universe as X-Men, we would have saw something on the news. You know what I mean? There would have been like some background noise. I mean, it wouldn't be as blatant as like, Deadpool walking around the mansion, like opening up random doors, right?
Yeah.
But there would have been something in the background. Well, primarily because those don't belong to Sony.
I thought X-Men did.
No, sir. They belong to Fox.
Oh.
And now they belong to Disney.
Okay.
So Sony doesn't get to play with those toys. Basically, all Sony owns, I'm pretty sure, is Spider-Man and all the shit that's twirled around him.
Which is a lot.
So I think they own Morbius. Well, yeah, I know they own Morbius because they're about to make a movie. But
we're getting Morbius. We're getting a reboot of Blade,
that's
I believe.
for Marvel.
It's for Marvel?
Yes.
Okay. There's Morbius isn't, though.
I mean, Morbius is a Marvel character.
Yeah.
But he doesn't belong.
Well, they're all Marvel characters.
And they're all Marvel characters, but Marvel is split.
I thought Blade was wrapped with Spider-Man.
You got to think companies.
I understand.
Yeah.
Like Spider-Man, like Blade was originally like a Spider-Man character.
For purposes of who owns the rights, he's not.
Okay. Spider-Man, there's like 150 characters involved.
Yeah.
I think Black Cat.
A lot of them are villain of the week characters.
Yeah.
There's very few big names. Honestly, I think the best thing Sony has going for them is Into the Spider-Verse. Miles Morales was an absolutely outstanding character.
I think the animation was so unique that they really set the movie apart. It was really well done.
If Sony would have just nutted up and made a live-action Miles Morales film, they wouldn't have needed Disney Plus over here. You know
I don't know if
it
it'd been as good.
I think it could have been good.
It wouldn't have been as good because the animation really pulled it together.
Well, yeah, but
you couldn't have some of those unique moments.
They have enough characters just from what else they own of Spider-Man that they haven't leased out to Disney. I think that right now, I think that Disney doesn't want to be doing business with Sony as it is. So they're not going to let another one of their bigger properties cross over and play grab ass with their characters.
They share Spider-Man, so
they share Spider-Man, but at the end of the day, Disney probably doesn't need Spider-Man as much as Sony does.
I don't know, man. He's kind of the centerpiece for all the Avenger movies going forward.
For right now, that doesn't necessarily have to be the case.
Who are you going to replace Spider-Man with?
I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody out there that could be elevated to that level, okay?
No. Like, Spider-Man is the biggest character in Marvel.
I mean, I get he's the biggest character in Marvel, but the MCU films aren't built on the backs of the biggest characters in Marvel.
No.
Largely, they're not.
But the Spider-Man movies are.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying Disney doesn't need Spider-Man as bad as Sony does. Because Disney can just go out there and hire another team of writers and elevate another character that's obscure to me and you.
It wouldn't be the same.
I mean,
Disney needs Spider-Man just as much as Sony.
Like,
there's a reason that these two mega corporations that probably hate each other, are working together.
I understand that, but like I'm saying, Venom's not going to be part of that. He's just not.
He's getting a crossover.
We think.
It'll happen.
I don't think so, man. I don't think it's going to happen like that.
Even if Disney pulls out, they still do it.
I mean, yeah, but that's not necessarily saying that Tom Holland's still going to be attached to it.
I don't see why it matters. Just let Tom Holland do other projects. Are they going to ruin MCU if he goes off on a side adventure?
It might. It has the potential to. We've been on side adventures for Disney that almost ruined the MCU.
Yeah.
She's called Captain Marvel. Anyways, this movie was fun to watch, but it wasn't anything that's going to hold my attention for a very long time. I think we've just demonstrated that. The best part of thinking about this movie really is thinking about its potential. This movie looked much better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
It is still two gigantic CGI things slugging it out. But there's more of a human aspect to it, I think.
They had some neat animations in there.
When I think about animation, I'm thinking...
Not CGI.
Not CGI?
They did cutscenes that were animated. Flashbacks?
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about now. I'm sorry. Yeah, the animation for, like, Cletus's backstory.
Yeah, the backstories. Yeah. Flashbacks.
I thought that was... I mean, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, it was very 90s cartoonish. I liked it.
Mm-hmm. It was almost like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Esque.
It basically went through how he murdered his whole family.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
Okay. So long, Grandma. I mean, it was all right.
Do you think... So, this is pretty much the same as Kevin McCulkey?
Macaulay Culkin?
Oh, okay. So, yeah, this is pretty much the same backstory as, like, Macaulay Culkin. Yeah, you remember the movie where, I think it's called Stepson or something like that, right? Where he murders his family.
Isn't it The Good Son or some shit
Yeah,
like
The Good Son. That has Elijah Wood in it, too.
Yeah. He fucking murders a cat with like a fucking crossbow bolt throwing thing.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
But he murders like almost all of his family except for the mother. And I know he murders someone by throwing an iron into the water or like something like that. Like
electrical device. Yeah.
That could have been Cletus Cassidy's story.
You think so?
Same character.
You think it's
So maybe they should have got Macaulay Culkin to play.
Macaulay Culkin probably wouldn't have been a bad Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah, I think it would have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we could have thrown Elijah Wood back in.
He ain't looking bad these days.
Elijah Wood, yeah, you gotta throw a ring in there. I don't know. Fucking make it R. That's all I care.
Oh man. Yeah, I feel you, dude. This just wasn't a very memorable movie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's notions that I like, but it just wasn't a very memorable movie.
There was a lot of predictable jokes and they're kind of boring. But the second half was better. When Brock goes and visits Cletus.
Yes.
In prison, Cletus bites his finger.
He bites his hand, yeah.
Yeah. So this is how he gets Carnage.
Yeah.
He gets a piece of his blood.
I think it's going on the idea that if you rip a symbiote apart, that each part of the symbiote becomes a new symbiote, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if that was the case, then there should be thousands of symbiotes running around all over the place.
You think, yeah.
Carnage was just stretching himself out all over the place. There's pieces of him laying everywhere.
I guess if they don't find a host quick, they just die, right?
Right.
That's probably it.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume so.
When they go to inject him, Carnage pops out.
Yeah. Pushes all the chemicals back out of him.
Mm-hmm. There's a massacre, of course.
A bloodless massacre.
These people are being brutally massacred, but it's okay because there's no blood.
Dude, it's so stupid. He literally turns into a fucking tornado and is sucking guards up into it.
Yeah.
There should be just a fountain of blood coming out of this tornado.
Tasmanian devil fucking hurricanes.
Yes.
Fucking stupid.
That one guard, he literally picked up and shoved his tongue down his throat and just ate him from the inside out. How is that?
No, man. Fucking PG-13.
PG-13.
No blood. That's the rule.
Yep.
You can rip a person in half, skin them alive. As long as there's no fucking blood, you're good to go.
Yeah, man. PG-13 across the board. Over here we have Lion King. Then over here we have Venom 2. PG-13. It's so stupid, man.
So Cletus breaks out and he goes steals a car, right?
Yes.
And he happens to just find
the perfect red Mustang.
Yep, 69 or whatever.
Yeah, 67.
Yeah. 67 Mustang.
Yeah.
Just, laying around.
As you do.
In the street.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes and he stops at a gas station and runs in.
And just fucking curb stomps the dude behind the counter.
Just murders a guy for fun. And then
Carnage doesn't even eat him.
No. And the funny thing is, the guy just happens to have, it's a store clerk and he just happens to have a laptop. I don't think I'd take a laptop hit on a job like that. You're just, this guy probably gets robbed every other week.
Yeah.
I don't know. Carnage interfaces with the internet and searches and finds Streak within seconds.
They didn't even put in any effort.
No.
Of
him trying to find her.
Yes.
It makes no sense.
They literally just rolled a video on the face of this laptop that says, searching, found, not found, database hacked. I'm just like, that's not how any of this shit works.
No.
He plugged his fingers or whatever into USB ports, but he didn't fucking plug his fingers into the internet.
No, man. They're super intelligent cyborg symbiotes.
I'm just saying, if you go over there and lick that USB port, Google will automatically open and know exactly where you want to go to.
This isn't a power of Carnage. And I'm pretty sure Carnage is weak to electricity. So
I wouldn't have hated that scene so much if they would have actually just put in the fucking effort.
He's just sitting there for hours fucking Google searching.
It actually typing in search bars and stuff like that, auto-filling search bars or something. You know what I mean?
The thing is,
it could have been flicking through web pages and stuff.
They're hacking a facility that is off the grid.
Yeah.
And there's no way that any of this fucking footage is on the internet.
Oh, man. How many times have we watched fucking movies where they've hacked things that aren't hackable?
It just, whenever a movie is just like, tech stuff, blah.
Yeah. This was very Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
This was very Fast and Furious.
Maybe Carnage will be the next teammate.
Yeah. Diesel will look over like, hey, he's fam.
That's familiar.
He just ate Han's brain. Family, okay?
Yeah, we didn't like Han anyways.
Yeah. This is the fourth time he's died.
So, I think then we cut to the fight scene where the Brock and Venom were arguing.
No.
Or it might have been before that. But either way, Venom leaves Brock.
Right.
Yeah, after they have the fight scene, Venom leaves Brock. And
rolls around town killing people.
Yeah, he rolls around finding new hosts, and he's just going around like partying and stuff. He goes to a club. Yeah. But he's swapping hosts, I don't know, every few hours.
Yeah.
And he's murdering these people. Yeah, he's obviously, I mean, he's eating their organs.
And Brock's okay with him leaving and doing that.
Yeah, Brock just doesn't care. It's just like, yeah, my pet left. Whatever. He might come back. Whatever. I don't like that pet.
But if your chicken,
my roommate left.
If your chicken escapes, it's not out there murdering people on the street, right?
Yeah.
Like,
which he takes the chickens out of his apartment and just takes them to random park.
Yeah.
Where there's a small patch of grass and just you're home now. You're out in the wild.
Congratulations. This is all the grass in California. I hope you like it.
You're in the wilds of San Francisco. Just this one patch of grass. The chickens are gonna die. Someone will just come by and like
some homeless dude's gonna come out and eat them.
Yeah, like there's no way those chickens are living more than a day.
No, not at all.
So yeah, Carnage is rolling around town, fucking just murdering people right and left.
Yeah, Venom.
Venom. Yeah, Venom.
I have to assume that every time he jumps from host to host, the previous host is dead.
Oh, he ate the organs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he feeds off the organs. And I'm sure they weren't compatible.
Right. Finally, Venom stumbles into Mrs. Chen's shop.
He went to the nightclub first.
He went to the nightclub.
The nightclub was interesting. It was a masquerade ball or something. I don't know. There's costumes.
Like a costume thing.
And people were like, oh, that's a dope costume.
Yeah, sure.
Just like 8-foot tall monster.
Yeah, he's literally as big as a Spartan. Right. He's as big as Master Chief, bro, walking through there.
Yeah, he gives he's just rambling on about his issues with Brock, and people were just like, oh, he cares about
he got this bad breakup with this dude that really hates him.
Yeah. And they're just like, oh man, yeah, he gets us.
It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. After that, he stumbles back out after killing this host. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I wish Brock could have seen me. He would have been so proud. It's like, stop murdering people. He would not be proud of your string of bodies. No.
Yeah. Brock doesn't care. He left.
Right.
He got rid of him.
Oh, God. So, yeah. Then after that, he stumbles into Mrs. Chen's parlor.
Mm-hmm. Who apparently is compatible.
With a dying host.
Yeah. Just leaves a dead body on the ground.
Saying, I can't keep him standing or some shit like that. I can't keep him up.
Do you think Mrs. Chan? Do you think Venom, after going into Mrs. Chan, ate that person? Because there's no body afterwards.
Yeah, I do. I definitely do.
Which who knew she was a compatible host?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fortunate for her. Then they cut back over to Cletus' stuff, and Cletus is getting Shriek out of prison. Yeah, after we nonsensically found her, we just walk in, then walk back out.
He literally just oozes through the vent system or something?
Yeah.
I don't know how he gets in the room. There's like an airlock chamber, and he just goes through the wall. I guess there's
enough of cracks in the walls and stuff like that, they could get through it. But then again, he's still a person in a Venom suit, right? He's still a person in a Carnage suit.
Well, he's blood. It's blood based, but Yeah, there's still a person supposed to be inside of there, but you see in scenes in the movie where Venom punches through his stomach and his stomach like opens up and there's no person there.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know if Cletus actually just turns into blood. I
don't know. Nothing about this makes sense.
Yeah, I know Carnage is supposed to be, blood-based infection, effectively, or organism, versus, I don't know what the fuck Venom is.
He's tied directly into Eddie's nervous system.
Okay, yeah. So I have no idea how he can be hollow. That means that Cletus is actually turning to blood. So when he oozes through, he just like oozes through cracks and
stuff. They really should just had him walk down the hallway, fucking kill everybody there, just like he did everywhere else. Mm-hmm. And then just blow the door off the hinges. It didn't have to be this complicated.
No. They wanted to be cute and like show off his power and never use it again.
Then as they're escaping, he literally massacres every cop in the area. Mm-hmm. And their fucking attack helicopter.
A few helicopters. Just
so dumb.
Dozens of cops.
I understand that these things are powerful, right? You drop enough ordnance on something, it doesn't matter. Bullets still should have been shredding this thing.
No. I mean, you see that bullets don't affect Venom in the first movie.
Yeah, to an extent. At least the cops fucked around in the first movie and started using flashbangs and stuff like that. They halfway figured it out.
You think anything with an explosion? I guess it
wasn't cops, so was it? It wasn't cops.
They're security guards.
They were the personal security guards in this base that already knew this stuff.
Yeah.
I guess this is how zombie outbreaks happen. Nobody knows to shoot people in the fucking head.
No. Which it didn't matter. It wouldn't matter because he's just liquid, I guess.
Yeah.
You think anything that explodes...
It wouldn't matter.
Just...
would have a shockwave.
Have a shockwave.
Sonic resonance.
Yeah.
Shockwave.
That would actually...
No.
I guess it's not in the right frequency. I don't know.
No. There
was a Game of Thrones reference. Did you catch that?
Honestly, man, I don't remember this movie.
I can't remember it either. I remember writing down, there's a Game of Thrones reference.
Red Wedding.
Oh, the Red Wedding.
Yes. Game of Thrones doesn't exist in this universe.
It doesn't exist in our universe.
Right. What did I just say?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they're having a wedding, and there's a lot of red.
Yeah.
But there really wasn't. The only thing red was Carnage, because we can't have red, because that's blood, and that's rated R.
Right.
If a drop of blood falls off of your body, the movie goes to R.
You know what? At this point, they should just be fighting Covenant grunts and elites, so they're spattering out blue, and that's not red, so it's okay.
Yeah. Blue and purple and green.
Yeah. Might as well. Captain America, the First Avenger. He kicked a guy, or threw a guy through a propeller. You know what? They disappeared into the pink mist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They showed the pink mist.
It wasn't like gory though. It was just a mist.
This needed to be gory. This needed something.
Yeah.
It desperately needed something.
I don't think if someone went into propeller, they just turn into mist though.
So, do you think that Dan is the best character in this film?
You know what? Probably. Dan was great.
I feel like Dan was the only real character in this film.
Every scene with Dan, I enjoyed. I thoroughly enjoyed. It was funny. They have him try to be the hero, and he drops fire on the fucking Carnage.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and he was like way up there too.
Mm-hmm. He
manned up, climbed this fucking cathedral where these horrific monsters are fighting under him. It was just like, you know what? I'm going to Molotov cocktail him. You go, Dan.
I thoroughly enjoyed Dan. I don't know why. A lot of the interaction with him, and you had Brock being jealous of everything. And
so after this movie, Dan 100% dumps this bitch, right? Finds him somebody who deserves him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's twice that she's almost got him killed from Alien.
Yes.
It's not a good run, but you know what? At least it's adventurous. It's adventurous.
He rose to the occasion. Yeah. He rose to the occasion. Unlike the rest of this film. It didn't really. When I walked out of the theater, I felt like, man, I kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But sitting here thinking about what we watched.
I still say it was kind of enjoyable.
Ah, man.
It wasn't bad.
It's just like a blank void, though. This movie was so forgettable. Like, none of it stuck around.
I mean, it's been, what, 3 days?
Yeah. It's only been a couple days. Honestly, how much of this movie can you actually fucking remember? Just sitting there right now, how much of this shit could you actually remember?
Oh, like 10%.
Maybe 10%. So in a fucking, 2 hour and something runtime?
Yeah.
We can maybe remember 20 minutes, maybe? You can remember that much? Maybe.
I mean, I remember like the base. I remember more than that. But it's like the basic plot points and stuff.
Yeah.
We pretty much just have a big CGI battle. Carnage
eats a priest.
Yeah.
Off screen.
Yeah.
He turns around and eats him behind his back.
He's like, level up, and then eats a priest's head. That's pretty fun.
How much better would it have been if we would have watched him just reach over, rip the priest's head off like you're ripping a fucking corn dog off the stick. Blood flying out of the priest's body, out of his neck hole gaping as he throws him across the room, just a spat of gore on the wall.
Just like my corn dog.
Just like that corn dog. How much better would that have been?
That would have been great. That would have been awesome.
Fucking amazing. Yeah. But we didn't get that. We didn't get that because for some reason, I guess people have to take their children to watch a movie about massacres and murder.
Yeah.
Because that makes fucking sense. It's a wholesome family movie. It's a wholesome family movie.
How many families were in our audience?
None.
Oh, that's true.
There were none.
Thank God. Well, it was because the Bama game was on. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. That's the only reason I love Alabama football.
Oh, go
the
Bama.
The fucking theater is empty.
I wish they played every day, all day.
Oh, never let them off the field. Anyways.
So, Carnage decides, I don't like the way shrieks. So, I'm going to murder her. But by doing so, I'm going to just climb all the way up to the top of the building.
No. He's got Brock's not girlfriend. And he's like, I'm going to murder you and murder her in front of you.
But then he leaves.
He just starts fucking climbing. Would it be more effective to murder her there now?
Yeah.
Like you did the priest?
I would have been okay if she died. Just for the fact that Dan gets a move on.
Yeah. He gets closure.
Yep. He gets closure and he's like, I didn't get to save her.
So
this is Eddie's fault.
Wow. What if they would have done that? What if they would have made that swap? Like at the end of this, because they showed the detective's eyes glowing, assuming that he's going to get the next symbiote or whatever, right?
Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But what if he would have fucking torn her to shreds in front of Dan?
And then Dan is the next crazy one, yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
That would have been fucking amazing. But you know why we can't do that?
Oh.
Because we can't have blood and gore in our movie. It's PG-13.
No.
We got to take our kids to this.
God.
So we can't have cool stuff like that.
That would have been great. Like just Dan just blames Eddie.
Yeah.
Just fucking goes insane.
We were only here for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just, then he randomly gets a symbiote, which when he climbs up, Shriek's fighting the cop because they fought in the first
reasons.
scene.
We got to give her something to do.
Yeah. They fought in the first scene. She knocks him into a
kills
bar.
Him.
Yeah. You think he's dead?
Yeah. He's definitely dead.
He just falls.
She stabs him in like the neck, back of the neck or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
She stabs him with something.
It's very obvious he's not dead. He doesn't fall or like you don't watch him die. He just falls back on a scaffolding and you're like, he's dead.
And then she just chills up there.
Yeah.
You know,
just stands there and looks at him, I guess.
For like another 10 minutes of this movie.
Yeah. And at the end of the movie, you see that somehow he got part of the symbiote.
Well, yeah, but Carnage has to go all the way up there to rend this blonde woman in front of his wife for reasons. And literally, she starts saying shit like, no, this is too much. This is too far or whatever.
Yeah.
At the thought of him murdering this girl.
I don't think it was that. I think it was Carnage was getting too much power. That's what I took from it. So she's like, you're going too far. It's too much. And I think she was referencing that Carnage was gaining too much power and Cletus was losing himself. That's what I took from it. And she tried to stop him, so Cassidy starts fighting back.
Yeah.
Cletus starts fighting back at this point. and they start rejecting each other. And of course, that gives Venom the chance to actually win.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing of Venom being one with Brock, and Cassidy was never one. They're both crazy, but it just feeds off the crazy.
Right. It's a very toxic relationship.
They weren't symbiotic.
Stupid.
They never achieved full symbiosis.
Oh. So Venom climbs the the chapel tower.
Mm-hmm.
He does his underdog comeback, digs deep, finds the will to get back up, and picks up a big pipe to beat the shit out of him with. And he goes up that chapel tower. And at the very last minute, Shriek's about to unleash. She's about to unleash on Carnage anyways.
Yeah.
And then Venom's just like, this isn't going to work. We need more. And then just bitch smacks her. It's like she was about to do what you wanted her to do.
So smacks her into the bell, and she falls.
Yeah.
100 feet.
Yeah, and blows the roof off this place as she's falling.
It lets out a shriek. It hits the bell.
Yeah.
And just smacks into Carnage. Of course, she falls and the bell lands on her, which I get that, the middle thing's gone or whatever. But she still fell 100 feet and the bell landed on her. She's dead.
Shriek is fucking splattered.
Okay. There's a hollow bell landed on someone that fell 100 feet and technically didn't crush her, and she could be inside, so she could be alive. In movie standards, that doesn't kill you.
It's the dumbest shit I ever heard.
But why would they ever bring her back?
They're not.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, she's got no more ties.
I think there's actually a symbiote that uses sonic attacks. Actually shrieks. Okay, they're going to bring her back as a symbiote, the Shriek or whatever. Or, I can't. It's not called Shriek. But I think it's Strike.
Not unless Venom shit out another symbiote into her whenever he bitch smacked her.
Well, it could be Carnage's son or something. I mean, how did the cop get a symbiote? So the cop is supposed to be
apparently they're supposed to reproduce in high stress situations.
Yeah, it's like a fight or fight thing, right?
Apparently they're supposed to reproduce in high stress situations. It doesn't make sense.
He's a spoiler to
Toxin.
Yeah. So the cop's supposed to be Toxin.
Yes.
Or come back. I don't know if we get a third movie.
Right.
Which I'm guessing this will do great in China, so we'll get another one. The poster looks stupid. It just shows like the characters' heads. It's like I don't even think it shows Venom or Carnage. Like what the hell?
That's every fucking movie poster anymore. It's just a bunch of fucking random characters' heads.
So
I didn't enjoy this.
Venom eats Carnage.
It does.
Which I don't know how that works.
It's like in the first movie, right?
Yeah.
At the very end of their fight, what was that other symbiote's name? Like Arsenal, Barricade, some stupid shit like that.
Leader. He was the leader.
He was the leader.
Head honcho symbiote. Yeah.
But he tries to absorb him. I'm assuming it's like that. If the other symbiote is just that beaten down to the point they don't have the strength of will left to resist it anymore, then they just get absorbed. But he beats him down and eats him.
Venom regenerates. How do you him getting beaten up? What causes his fatigue?
The host getting beat up too much.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
The more Brock is beaten down, the harder it is for him to keep him up.
Okay.
Because Venom is, like I said, he's tied directly into his nervous system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he uses that to control Brock's body. So essentially Brock is in a Venom suit.
Yeah.
Right? And that's how he fights, like he's in a Venom suit.
Mm-hmm.
But Venom has his hands on the joysticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as Brock takes damage, Venom has to constantly be pumping that healing factor into him to keep him up.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this fight scene, I liked it and I didn't like it, because the way Carnage keeps Cassidy alive makes no fucking sense to me. Like he's just soaking so much damage, but he doesn't take damage.
No.
Right? It feels like it defies its own logic.
Well, the difference is all there again. Like Carnage is blood based, but
yeah, but he should still be having to heal his host.
I don't think Carnage has healing powers. That's the difference. If it is actually how the movie presents it, Cletus doesn't take any damage. He's just liquid too. So he wouldn't take damage. It's just literally just Carnage taking damage.
Yeah, but
which he doesn't.
At the very end, like, Venom just alley-oops off the top of that building and shoves that pipe into his fucking, like, eye or mouth or throat or whatever, right? I mean, he had to take damage from that.
Does this show? It shows Cletus there, right?
But he literally jams that pipe into him. I don't remember him having a fucking pipe hanging out of him.
No, he didn't. He was alive at the end.
I just only wanted a friend.
Yeah. I like, though, they try to make him, give him sympathy. I mean, it kind of worked, almost. And then it's just like, nah, I'm going to eat him.
Fuck this guy.
Which is, that was good.
Yeah. None of the symbiote rules make sense to me. I think that's my biggest problem with this.
Well, they're aliens.
Yeah, aliens. The xenomorphs make sense. This is just hard. It's hard. The more I think about it, the worse this film gets. In the first movie, there was 2 symbiotes, 2 hosts.
Yeah.
Right? And they both played by the same rules.
But this is different. This is born differently. This is a piece of Venom. It's Venom's son.
But still, though.
And it was created differently. I don't even know how Venom could create this.
It's the trope of, for some reason, the thing you create is more powerful than you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how can the devil give Hellrider more power than the devil has?
It's like Galactus being defeated by Silver Surfer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Galactus's power. Right. He's giving to Silver Surfer.
Exactly.
And it shouldn't be able to,
it should not be possible.
No.
It just doesn't make sense.
You know that the end of Shang-Chi,
yes,
the whole thing they're referencing was Galactus. So we get at the end of this movie, the big reveal, which our audience actually, I mean, there was like,
they went nuts.
There was like 20 people in there. Yeah, they went crazy. Like, everyone was like, oh my God. And if you didn't stay, after the credits, it shows.
The first post-credit was the cop waking back up with a symbiote in him. Or we assume a symbiote in him.
Yeah, it shows his eyes like flash or whatever, and he's alive, right?
All glowy.
Yeah, I'm guessing the symbiote saves him.
Right.
After the credit, there's nothing after the end of the credits.
Yeah.
The middle credits scene was you see they're in like a beach house.
Yeah.
Somewhere like a resort.
I loved this, by the way.
And
this is the one thing I truly loved. We're laying in bed watching a fucking Telemundo.
Yeah.
Like Spanish soap opera.
Yeah.
And I fucking loved that Eddie and Venom are laying in bed discussing about well, he's not the right one for her.
Yeah, they're just talking. Yeah,
they're talking about the soap opera. I fucking love that.
Yeah,
I like it.
But yeah, so then there's like a temporal shift, and then on TV it changes, and you see that he's been transferred to the MCU, and it's Spider-Man, and you see Jenna Jameson
doing the Spider-Man
thing.
Like, Peter Parker, here's Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Venom has like a hard-on for Spider-Man for some reason.
Yeah,
and,
he licks the screen. To lick little boys.
Little spider boys.
Yeah, little spider boys.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Little boys, not good. Spider boys, fine.
Maybe,
yeah, crossover. I just hope that they're Deadpool in.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Because Deadpool's supposed to get a crossover.
But here's the thing. Deadpool is a Fox property.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. When they did this reveal at the end of the movie, everybody lost their shit. Everybody in our theater just clapping, applauding, just, yeah, fuck yeah, kind of shit, right? But the thing is, I think they're all going to be heartbroken.
I'm guessing they all assumed that Venom's going to be in the next Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
And he's not. He's not. He gets a crossover later on, but this was not in the works when they made the Spider-Man movie.
No.
Like, because the Spider-Man movie has been done for over a year or whatever now, right?
Right. Unless fucking Kevin Feige owns the Time Stone for real.
Yeah. I mean, maybe during that break, he went back and added a little fucking spoiler or something.
If Venom is actually in the next Spider-Man movie, like legit in it, or even just a cameo, then
I'd be really fucking surprised.
I would be very impressed. I would be very impressed if they could keep this secret.
Yeah. I would be amazed.
This is the kind of shit that gets out. It would be all over everything. Like, oh, Tommy Hardy was walking around the fucking set of Spider-Man with like all this 3D motion capture bullshit on him. I think it's more likely in terms of the next Spider-Man movie, I think it's more likely that you get a Daredevil cameo than you get a Venom cameo.
Do you think we'll ever be in a world where the government would let Disney buy WB and we'd get Marvel DCU crossovers?
We'd get DC movies that were really good. I mean, technically, they have already crossed over a little bit. They said, hey, you can borrow boy James Gunn a little bit.
We've got good DC movies now.
And they made a really good...
We've got good DC movie now.
we've got good DC movie.
Good
You're
DC
right.
movie.
Good DC movie.
Wonder Woman was good. I'm in 1984. And it was great.
That's all our superhero reviews now. We go back to shitting on DC's lore. As bad as Marvel gets, fucking DC over here. Holy shit.
I think the majority of our fucking movies are still DC that we've covered.
Somehow. Such an easy punching bag, aren't they?
Oh.
Venom's not crossing over like that.
No, there's no way.
I get that they dropped him in possibly the same universe. But if you don't remember the end of Loki, there's all kinds of branches in the timeline now.
Yeah. We're led to believe that he goes through multiple different universes so that he could just happen to be in Venom's one.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Get licked by Venom.
I mean, Venom's not a bad person. Of course, he's the anti-hero, right? He's so
yes.
Like I'm really surprised they really went all in on the Lethal Protector, and that's what he's calling himself.
Yeah.
Which was, I think, probably one of the worst little storylines of Venom.
Yeah. Oh well.
God, the Carnage in the comics is so good. He's just fucking butchering people. It's literally a massacre. And no reason.
And we can't have that.
No reason. I mean, you see Cassidy throughout the movie murdering random people and stuff, and it just kind of because they were in her way. Which I did like the bridge scene. He's just driving down the road and
he throws a fucking truck off the bridge.
Some trucks not even in his way, just next to him. He's like, "Fuck you!"
Just throws the whole truck off the bridge.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
that's great.
I mean,
that's carnage. It's chaos.
How did you feel about half of Woody Harrelson's lines being ADR'd?
It felt so weird as he's leaving, and they just ADR'd in and stuff.
I felt like they didn't have any intention on putting lines in these scenes. That they were just going to let the visual carry the whole thing.
And then when they were
then they were watching
PG-13, we got to add some fucking jokes and lines in here.
When he's going back and burning down the place that used to imprison them when they were kids, when they're burning that place to the ground, St. Estes. It was a good enough scene that just them lighting it on fire and then just walking away from it like that, it should have been able to carry itself.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have to fucking ADR in lines.
No.
Cheesy lines that didn't even sound good.
No, it was really strange.
There's a whole bunch of scenes like that. I don't know, man. This movie's starting to hurt my brain. I don't like what it's doing to me inside.
It's gonna be carnage.
Apparently. Anyways.
Any last thoughts about this movie?
Yeah. I don't know. It's skippable.
I'd say watch it just because we are going to get the crossover.
You can catch all the post-credit stuff on YouTube. And you can watch that.
It's not a bad movie. It's better than the first one. Like, I really hated the first one.
Yeah. Granted, it is better than the first one, but that still doesn't elevate it much for me. I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it.
On the hate meter.
This is a 5.
It's right in the middle.
It's right in the middle. Like I said, I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it.
I'd say a 4. I could watch it again.
Yeah.
You know, and not hate it. You know, there's enjoyable parts.
You're right. I'll come down 1. I'll say 4. Because, yeah, if it's on TV, I'd probably watch it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go out and try to find it.
Yeah, I'm not going to rent or buy it.
Yeah, I'm not going to make another effort.
Yeah.
They got me this time. They're not getting me again. Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, watch it. Don't watch it. I'd say, give it a try.
If you don't watch it, you're not missing much.
If you're gonna skip a superhero movie, this is probably one.
Yeah, this is probably the easier one to skip.
This has been another episode of Why I Hate This Movie. Subscribe, like, and what's the other one?
Comment, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, comment below.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
See you later, guys.